Hello and welcome to the final lecture of the BitBadges development course. Thank you for if you made it this far. In this lecture, I will be kind of going over miscellaneous dev tools that you might find helpful along the way, but we didn't actually cover in the previous lectures. So let's get into it. So to start is the BitBadges Explorer. So if you just go to explorer.bitbadges.io, you can find the Explorer for both mainnet and the testnet. And you can search certain transactions, find the blocks, see everything about the chain and so on. And as you see here, we do have a testnet, which might be useful for implementing. Let me just close this out. If you want to test out stuff without affecting the real chain or real application, just click on the testnet mode in the settings right here, and it'll take you to the testnet version of the site, and this uses a completely different blockchain, API, databases, and so on. So nothing really carries over. So it may or may not be the best solution for you, and because of the fact that nothing actually does carry over, but it is a cool place for you to actually test out stuff if you want to. It's also accessible behind the scenes if you're doing stuff like programmatically and you don't want to maybe send stuff to the main blockchain and use up real credits. You can just do stuff on the testnet blockchain. So the next thing I want to highlight or go into is the dev mode feature for transactions. So in the last episode or lecture, we looked into a little bit about the transaction builder. So as this loads, you can see we played around with the transaction builder. But what I didn't mention is that you can actually, through the normal flow and form, you can actually go into dev mode once you actually complete the form. So for example, we have a full transaction here that we customize through the form, but then we can actually go into dev mode and you can edit it here as well. So it's just another way for you to customize the JSON and kind of put your own finishing touches on it before actually submitting it. So you can edit the JSON, as you see down here, and then you can eventually sign and submit the transaction with your edits. Last topic I want to talk about is configuration tools, tutorials, and more. So you might have seen in the claim interface when building it, you might have seen the configuration tools or tutorials, or even in when adding a plugin, you'll see tools and tutorials. So I want to just go over what these are and how they're kind of used. So tutorials are just how they sound. Pretty much just walks you through the process of using existing plugins to implement that app or tutorial. So in this case, we use the email plugin to implement Zoom participant attendees just by getting the emails from Zoom and then copy and pasting them in the email plugin. Configuration tools are a bit different because they actually, configure it for you. So they're actually doing the configuration behind the scenes and actually customizing it for you. So for example, let's just take, I have this already pre-configured, but just imagine a tool gave you this to add down here in this text box. So you would apply it and it would just auto-complete the plugin, and you could just easily add it to the claim. So if you add it here, you can see that it auto configured it for you. It auto did that. So if you just have a service that you just want users to copy and paste into this box, just direct them and give them the JSON for how to do so. You can also set up a site that will pass it back through browser communication. So the tool, you can, let me see if I can find it, you can redirect to a specific site, and then through post message, you can pass the configuration securely, and it'll just do the exact same thing as I just showed. It would just auto configure it for you, show you the parameters, and then you can add it to the claim if you wish. So I think that's a pretty neat feature, and I think it becomes pretty powerful when, especially when you're using existing plugins to implement your application or integration into it, because maybe for an email-based plugin, you don't need your own plugin, you just need to use the email plugin to configure it as needed, or especially when addresses and Web3 and crypto addresses go mainstream, this will be a huge thing of just, you just copy and paste, or, go to this tool and it auto configures the addresses for you. So I thought that was a pretty neat thing that we have on the site, and it could help you or help users seamlessly implement use cases, plugins, and more.